All right, we're here with Regal Boats and their 38 SAV behind me. Got triple 350 Yamahas, perfect size range, versatile boat. Again, this is kind of more of a luxurious seating cruising style compared to the other ones we've been on, but we're excited to learn as much as we can about it. We're gonna go with the professionals so they can teach us. Let's make it happen. All right, so I'm with Thomas with Regal Boats. Thank you for taking some time with me.
Absolutely.
We want to go through the 38 SAV, go through every little bit of it. Let's start with the outboards, if you can give us some performance numbers, and then let's just work our way forward for the viewers. Every detail we can get to, let's try to go through it now.
Yeah, so again, 38 SAV here. We built this boat obviously with 3 different engine packages. We have the triple Yamaha 300s, the 350s, as well as the Mercury Verado 400s that we can offer. Great performing packages with all 3. We introduced Mercury last year at Miami, and we've been able to sell a few with that package,
Yeah, sure.
and it's a great package. So.
Well, it's nice to be able to offer both. You got people that are Yamaha fans, people are Mercury fans.
Absolutely.
What are top speed and maybe some performance cruise numbers? Do you have any of that information?
Yeah, so on the 38 SAV, this boat will cruise at a comfortable, I always say 30 to 40. Top end is going to be around that 50 to 55, depending on which option package you choose. So,
right. Okay.
But it's a great performing boat that cruises. It has a broader cruising range. So
sure. Okay. No, we have that. What is it called? That spot lock that kind of has them in.
Yeah, so we have stay point on right now, which is nice. So we're
Okay.
just hanging out here, kind of in between the mangroves, and boat's just staying in position.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about putting an anchor out or anything like that. So
Cool little feature.
yeah,
You guys have a good sized platform here as well. I see there's a deployable ladder.
Correct.
It just lives in that port
yeah.
side.
And I think the big thing here is the wraparound swing platform that Regal has incorporated into all of their outboard models. That really allows for easy access.
The low platform is important to be able
Correct.
to get in and out of the water. It gets difficult when you don't have that buoyancy of the water helping you get in and out. So
Exactly.
if you spearfish, if you're a diver, or if you're just getting in and out of the sandbar, that low to the water level platform is a huge plus.
Exactly. And we, you were able to, on the 50 when we went fishing there, you were able to see how good that was with the low water swim platform.
Yep. I see this backrest looks adjustable.
It does. So yeah, so this is our Ultra Lounge. It does adjust forward and back, as well as the backrest here. Touch of a button, I can actually lay this all the way flat.
Oh, nice.
So also multi-position, so if I want to stop it there and sort of face, I can
Lay back facing
Correct.
aft.
I can lay back facing aft, and then also bring it all the way
Full sunbed.
down and flat. So that have a whole new area for this boat. We do build this transom area 2 different ways. Ultra Lounge, as you see here, as well as more of that fishback style.
Right. Well, it's nice to be able to, like I said, there's some people that enjoy fishing, some people don't care about fishing at all.
Correct.
Want more of that comfort to be able to sit back, relax, have their kids. This is a great area just for kids to be playing while you're anchored up at the
wireless
sandbar.
chargers as well.
Phone charger, cup holder, all important things to have. I've noticed with Regal Boats, on some of the other ones that we went on, you could tell that the designers have done quite a bit of boating, whoever's behind all of that, where you need a cup holder, there's a cup holder, the phone chargers, you can just tell. I've been on enough boats now that I noticed a difference, and Regal is one where I'm like, man, that's well thought out. So something like that platform being where it is, if you're a diver, if you've done any of this stuff, you're like, man, why don't more builders think it through? And you tend to get, from time to time, some people that design a pretty boat, but functionality-wise, you can tell the experience isn't there.
Absolutely. All right, so we are equipped also on this boat, on the transom, on both sides, sandbar subs. What that allows is, when you're going out to the sandbar, the ability to have a better sound system, all of that as it's facing backwards and pumping that music out. So
that's another thing, exactly what the point I just touched on. If you've been on a boat and you spent time in a sandbar, usually the speakers that you have underneath the cap bounce within the boat, but that sound doesn't really propel out of the boat over to the water. These speakers will do it.
yeah,
These speakers will obviously do it. So another good feature from someone that's been out and experienced it. It's like, man, I need to get more sound out here. How do we do it?
yeah, and you
Really
also
cool
get a
idea.
pair of transom speakers as well. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So built for entertainment, built for the sandbar, built for, you know, exactly all that stuff. So really nice.
Yeah, so right here, we just opened up the hatch here. You know, we do have some systems in here as well. Obviously your battery, your switches, you have your diesel Panda generator, access to the seat keeper as well is down below there, and all the other systems that usually go into this area.
Is that a freshwater tank? Or?
That would be the freshwater tank, yes.
I don't know. Very nice to have this much room to get in here. And I'll just kind of pop in so you can gauge the space here.
Absolutely.
But, you can get in here, troubleshoot anything you need.
Lots of working
You
area.
got your fuel, water separators, and everything tucked away, and then this turns into an additional storage space for, you know, water toys, or like you said, a aft anchor. But really nice and organized. Again, there's a lot going on in this boat, and it's nice to be able to have this out of the way, but also so easily accessible. You know, so.
Yep.
I noticed we have 2 side doors, port and starboard.
Yes.
If you want to go ahead and crack one of these open, just to see how the movement works. It looks like it tucks perfectly right behind there, magnetizes so it doesn't flop around on you. So this is great, whether, you know, mainly for any sort of dock. You get in a dock to get in and out of here, real easy. If you have an elderly person, you know, you can't really, it's tough to jump over the side of this thing. So
Absolutely.
The fact that you have it on both sides is great. And then you have the ladder and the transom. Is there any sort of way to get up here, or is it basically the transom
We do
the
only
boarding
have
area?
We do only have the transom ladder. Another key thing is, you know, the multiple entry points to the boat on different levels. This really allows for you to do that as well up front. That we'll touch on later.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
So on either side, we have 2 fish boxes. Open those up. You know, they're insulated and macerated.
That's a good sized box.
Yeah. So you can use them as a cooler, which is great.
Whether fishing or throwing drinks or,
Absolutely.
you know, chilled food.
Yep.
Nice. I noticed something as well. If we close this up, all this hardware, screwless hinges, looks super clean.
Correct.
Really nice. I noticed that in the back with that ladder as well. So nice little touch. Working our way forward, I see we have a massive mezzanine seat. So this is a great spot to
Absolutely.
sit and relax, whether, you know, you're running the boat, you don't get much wind here. It's a really comfortable place. If you need to talk on the phone, this is where I end up sitting.
Absolutely.
And then what do you have underneath here?
Yeah, so we have lots of storage underneath here for any of your gear, life jackets. You know, you can lift that up.
Okay, nice.
And then as well, we have, you know, the main battery switch for the boat located right there. So
All right.
easy access when you board, turn everything on, get your lights going. So
And then you have I see a plate there for a dining table, removable table.
there is an optional table for this model as well.
So you can turn this into a full dining, you know, six person or more seating area,
Correct.
which is real nice.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I know these boats have, Jeff, I don't know if you can click that real quick, but this is awesome. So being able to sit back, relax, and actually watch TV is something you don't see every day. But shooting a couple of these boats, we were at the sandbar not too long ago, and this was creating an absolute spectacle. I mean, everybody loved it. So being able to sit back, relax, have that shade deployed, creates a little bit more shade so you don't get so much glare on the TV, and then just an incredibly relaxing area, whether your kids want to watch a cartoon,
Absolutely.
you want to watch a football game, whatever it may be. Absolutely awesome. And then it tucks away, completely out of the way. You won't even know it's there unless they show it to you. And there we go. More JL Audio speakers, you got your lights back here, and again, that shade that deploys right out of the hardtop, which kind of rounds everything out. So here it is. This sunshade goes right into the hardtop. You don't see it. It's a really clean finish, but how nice is it to be able to sit out here and add this much shade? You already got a huge hardtop on this boat, but adding this over here to the cockpit area is fantastic, especially if you're sitting here relaxing or watching that TV. So we spend a lot of time out in the sun. Sometimes it just becomes too much, and if you have small children, you can really elongate the time on the water if you make it comfortable for everyone. At least in my situation, I have a 3-year-old and 6-year-old, 2 little girls. After a certain point, if they get uncomfortable or too hot, you know, they want to shut it down and go home. So something like this can really make it more comfortable throughout the day for, you know, all your friends and family. Now we're going to check out my personal favorite part of the boat. I like to cook. This thing is absolutely crazy. What do you guys call this area?
Yeah, so we call this the Refreshment Island. You know, one of my favorite things about this is just the space that you get.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to be standing here and getting what you need for the crew, but not impeding on the transom area or, you know,
the area up front. This
up
is an
front.
11-11 beam you mentioned.
It
so
is an 11-11 beam,
so
it's
wide,
nice
boat. You
and
got
wide.
plenty of room. And like I said, this is like the chef's station, and you're not bothering anybody, you know, doing your work here. So
Correct.
let's go through it. What do we
Yeah,
got
so,
offer?
starting over here, we have the live well. Nice thing about this is, you can double it up as a cooler, put ice in there. And then working our way over here, lift that up, you have a nice sink area here. And then moving over, we get the smokeless grill option.
Nice.
And a nice oversized trash right over here. So,
Very good.
all the amenities that you need to, have a comfortable day out on the water.
Yeah, it's nice. This isn't the fishing equipped model, but the way I see it, you run over to the Bahamas or something, you can throw, a dozen pilchards in there, some goggle eye. If you run across something, you can toss
Absolutely.
baits on it just as good as any other boat with this, so you can have that there. And at the same time, we fished on the 50 SAV, and we were hooked on to a sailfish kite fishing while grilling onions and cooking burgers on here, which was one of the most memorable experiences we've had fishing. Yeah. And I think we had like 14 people on the boat. It was crazy. It was loaded up. Again, that's a bigger one, but the same thing. This is a huge 38.
Correct.
As soon as you step on it, it does not feel like a 38-foot boat. I think it's, the beam, the height, it's a big, hefty boat. So one of my favorite areas by far here, being able to cook for your family, throw some light lobster tails on there, whatever you like to do. And then when we come across this area, you have some more to offer back here.
We offer this with two different setups where you can do a second fridge or add a freezer. So you can do a fridge freezer or two fridges, and then you have additional storage as well as storage for some tackle boxes and that type of stuff.
Sure.
Just in case you want to go out and enjoy the day fishing.
Perfect. So I noticed right above the cooking space you have some lighting, so if the sun comes down, this should still be a really nice area to cook and entertain. Right above us though, I see a Garmin MFD, a couple JL Audio speakers. Talk about the digital switching situation. That looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, so the 38 here, like the 50 and the 43, are equipped with digital switching. So you're going to see actually throughout the boat in different areas little Garmin screens. This one right here, obviously you can control all the aspects of the boat that goes through the digital switching platform, from your lights to your cabin lights, as well as your awning that goes out, all of that type of good stuff.
Pretty much anything that moves, and it's nice how it's laid out here. You're seeing a picture of the actual boat from different angles.
Correct.
And it's pretty clear. You could have never seen this thing before, and I can see how to open the TV. I can see how to turn on the lights. Everything's very well labeled, which
Absolutely.
is important. So it's dummy proof, although it's very sophisticated.
Yes.
Cool.
On the other side of the Refreshment Island, we do offer additional storage on both sides of the Helm seats here. You do have a nice big storage area, as well as the Yeti cooler.
Something nice about having a Yeti cooler like that, you don't think so, but how many of you have been out on a boat that has a stationary cooler and has to remove all the drinks each time that you go out to not leave them there because they get sludgy, they get rusty, beer cans get, so it's pretty nice to be able to have a space for a removable cooler so you can load it up, take it up and out of the boat, throw it in your truck, take it home, and then when you're gonna get ready to do your boating, you come with the whole thing set up. You don't have to set it individually here. So that's a small thing, but something that I notice and can appreciate on a boat like this. So rolling into the Helm chairs, that 1111 beam offers you 4 of these things, which is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. One of my favorite parts about this is just the usability and customization that you can do. The ability to take the 2 outside chairs and turn them around like you see here. What that really does is, if you're at the sandbar or you're fishing, you can get out of the way, but you can still be underneath this massive hardtop and just, watch the action, which I like. And then, we come here, the backrests come all the way down flat on all 4 and gives you extra counter space that you, that you have at your Refreshment Island there. So
yeah, on the 50, I believe we were using these with cutting boards as tables. So one of the things that for me gets a little annoying when you're trying to cook is if you don't have proper space, and it's not easy to do it on a 38-foot boat. You guys, with pretty ingenious, thoughts, have figured it out. So having all this extra counter space, all that over there, and then the ability to turn around and have extra people facing you if you're going to hang out in this direction. May not have something going on in this area. So the versatility of them is super nice. Yeah. And then the space again is just huge. It doesn't feel like a 38-footer. As we look at the Helm, one thing I wanted to mention about the Helm seats that we did not mention is that they're adjustable forward and back, correct?
They are, yes. All 4 of them move forward and back. But I think the biggest thing about the way Regal does their helms, especially on the SAV series, is the ergonomics. We're sitting here super comfortable. The placement of your shifters, your joystick, your bow thruster, your tabs. It's we all boat every day on this product, which is great. So we get to really get that first-hand feel of where things should be, and it really helps that user experience.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, you can tell everything is laid out with the design mind of someone that's been boating. It's not just an engineer that graduated from some school somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's from a group of people that have tried these boats and have figured things out, and you can tell, again, the height, you know, from the height of the console to the visibility, seating.
Yep.
Usually I don't like to sit when I'm running a boat because the height is off or something's off. It's not really comfortable. You're too far away from the steering wheel. You're steering with your foot, you know, things like that. But when you sit here, and some of the other models we've been on are all the same, you know, even though this is a big boat, you have great visibility over the bow, whether you're standing or sitting. You know, everything's in the right place. You have your joystick on one side, your bow thrust on the other side, so you can kind of run both at the same time. Absolutely. If you're in a tight pinch. Your phone chargers, cup holders, and, you know, obviously the MFD layout is all very well done. And then little things like these steps. You know, you can pin yourself in. You know, there's different ways that you can sit, and no matter what height you are, you can adjust yourself into the perfect position.
Looking forward to the twin Garmin 22-inch screens here that we have. Again, you know, we touched on digital switching earlier, but you have access to your digital switching screens here, so you can control the boat. We also have the ability to lock your entry door into the cabin, so that's a nice feature that is built into the digital switching application. You know, the customer can go put their code in and lock that up. So as you know, the Garmin's are also jam-packed with some other features, obviously, including, you know, your Yamaha screens, you know, your chart, nav, sonar, all of that good stuff. But the thing I like the most about the Garmin screens is the ability to customize to what you need. You know, every captain is going to want to portray different information, and that's, you know, Garmin really helps that.
Yeah. Well, they've become one of the more popular, you know, electronic companies in boating, and they're huge in aviation and everything else. There's a reason for it, but they're super user friendly. And if you guys haven't tried them out, you can jump on one of these day one and be able to work your way through pretty easily.
Absolutely.
I wanted to mention that same thing.
Absolutely.
You can open that?
You can open that. It's a manual, and you just pull it open.
Oh, cool.
Opens this whole area up, allows for some more natural air to come in.
That's nice that even when it's closed, you have a tinted window there, but it kind of, like I said, opens up the space. My truck has one of those, and I leave that thing open all the time just because I like that feeling. So small little detail, but, you know, it makes a difference too. And then being able to open it is cool. You know, it brings a lot of sunlight in here, and if it's not hitting you right in the face, perfect to open up. So exactly. Just like now.
You can get this boat equipped with just a diesel Panda, as well as power bank. It's not live power, it's the power bank system.
Oh, okay. Very elaborate software, but, you know, the ease of use is huge.
Yeah, and I know the engineers, they've put a lot of thought into this process. You know, there is that wowness factor of digital switching, but you know, we want to make it easy for the customer. The end user needs to be able to be comfortable with it and appreciate, you know, the built-in technologies that are into this boat. So
okay. Honest question here, do you guys put any sort of traditional switching in case something were to fail? Or
we do, you know, we do. We have the horn, wipers, you know, the sort of the emergency things that you need while you're underway. And then, you know, there will be some switches, you know, down below that are also
okay.
So
perfect. I'm here on the starboard side. I noticed these steps. There's a grab rail, nice and easy to get up and down. What's the idea behind this?
Yeah, so one of the key things about this area is the ability to, if you have a high dock, you know, we've used this over in the Bahamas a lot, makes it an easy access to get on and off.
Oh yeah.
The ability to load all your gear onto the boat, so you're not lifting it over or anything like that. But, you know, that's one of the main benefits of this, and it really works well. Yeah.
Yeah, we've come across some of those high docks and small center consoles, and it's tough. So, I mean, this is a big boat. It's pretty tall off the water up here in the bow. So I can definitely see, and like you said, you have different access points for different scenarios, and
you do.
You guys have them all covered, so well done. Another detail I mentioned is this insert right here for rod storage or cleaning materials. You got your fresh and raw water hoses there. So again, this isn't a boat that you're gonna go tournament fishing on, but you can bring a few rods and set yourself up in case you do come across some birds, and why not, right? I mean, it's a perfect platform for it, I think. Plenty of room, so just wanted to point that out real quick before we headed to the cabin. Yeah. Single push of a button, you can open that console door. Let's check out what we got going on here. The AC is kicking nicely. So we're down in the console, the 38 footer. I have a lot of people that reach out to me and ask, you know, what center consoles, what boats are out there that have the amenities outside but offer sleeping for more than 2 people? And there's really not a lot that I have come across, and this is one that blew my mind when I saw it the first time. And it was not only because, you know, what you're looking at right here is what you see on most boats, maybe the private head and shower, you got the forward berth, but what you guys got underneath there is kind of like in its own league.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if we're sitting here comfortably, you know, you have an optional TV that you can have up there. But a few of the amenities that we have the microwave, the ability to control your stereo. Again, we have digital switching here, so you can control the entry, the V-berth, the mid-berth lighting, all of that type of stuff. You can unlock and lock the door from here as well.
Oh, right.
And then moving, you know, down below, as you can see, you know, we have an expansive area that converts into a nice king-size berth down there. So
that's amazing. Oh, it's kind of hidden underneath the leaning post and the helm down there, and you can see the deck is a little elevated to make room for this. But I think it makes, you know, all the sense in the world to be able to come here, and again, I have 2 little girls, to be able to sleep here, my wife, and have the 2 kids. They would absolutely love that space, or vice versa, whichever way it works. But you know, nice finishes I see in here. It's really comfortable. This AC is kind of hitting us in the back of the neck, so if you need to get out of the sun, out of the heat, this is a great place to do it.
Yeah, and again, we'll touch on this a little later, but you know, the head that we have in here, you don't see that on a center console of this size.
No.
You know, it has a dry shower, so it's a dry head, and it's spacious, nicely fit and finished, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a definitely well above average interior space for a 38-foot boat that's basically a center console. It's not an express walk around. It's you know, very impressive down here, and you got to see it yourself to really appreciate it, I think.
Yeah.
Way up to the bow.
You know, one of the things I think you just felt as you were walking here was the high gunnel, you know, nice wide. You don't feel like it's unsafe or anything.
No,
like
at all. This is like a big bow rider, huh? You got this huge U-shaped seat, and this is, I believe, an insert here, right?
This is the filler cushion here that you see here. But, you know, I think the nice thing about this bow is space, as well as, you know, I do want to touch on the Ultimate series that we have, and this boat does come with it. The ability to customize your interior, from the accent to the thread to the piping, all of that. We have about just shy of 1 million different options that you can do on this. So
literally 1 million? That's a lot. No, that's awesome. I mean, you know, it's to be able to customize it to make it your own. I think we love doing that when we build out a boat, so I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. Does this have storage underneath it?
There is storage underneath the forward here and the side there, as well as you can see, you know, lots of cup holders, ability to charge your phone, and easy access to work your anchor. Yeah, I mean, this is like a whole separate entertainment space. You know, you can come up here and read a book, or maybe the party's going on over there and you kind of want to just jump on a phone call or do your thing. So it's a great space to either lay out, relax, and I'm sure you can put one of those big shades up here and really turn this into a great, relaxing, you know, breezy, cool space, even in the South Florida summer heat. Yep.
All right, now that we've walked through the boat, why don't we run offshore, put the drone up a little bit, see what the boat looks like running, and go through some performance numbers.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Let's make it happen. So when we do these shoots, we always like to get the drone up in the air, see how the boat's running, kind of the attitude on the water. Can't go really fast with this drone. We can only do about 30. So I like to creep up, try to get as close as we can, kind of see how the engine's breaking the water there, where the water breaks on the keel and on the chines on the side. Slow down a little, Jeff. Maybe make another turn, make another loop, whichever direction you want. All right, so now we're making a turn. I'm gonna wrap around it. Catching the wind. And I lost. You always try to get onto the right side of the sun, so the sun hits. I don't know why this thing seems like it's going so slow today. Creep back up into the engines. The aft area of these boats are all beautiful. Now I'm behind the helm and I'm gonna run the boat a little bit. I'm gonna see some performance numbers, see how the 350s push this thing, and I'm gonna obviously read off what we're experiencing. So first I wanna see from 0 to a nice cruising speed, if we get any bow rise and what that hole shot looks like. So, you guys ready? Go ahead and pin it down. Not much bow rise. Taking a couple seconds to get up on plane, but good. We're at 35, so actually cranked up rather nice. Not much bow rise at all. I'd give it a little bit of trim. 0.9 miles per gallon at 40. That's pretty freaking good. Give it a little bit more trim. And again, we're in the bay, we're not running offshore or anything. But what their specs were saying is true. 43 gallons per hour, 0.9 miles per gallon, 40 on the dot, 4,500 RPMs. We got 255 gallons of fuel used. So I believe there's 340. So we're a little light on fuel right now. Again, I'm not using any trim tab. I'm not using anything. Just kind of let it do its thing. Now let me give it some gas. Good power for the triple 350s. Again, this is a big boat. Not sure what the weight is. So we're at 48 miles an hour, 0.6 miles per gallon all the way down pin. So not terrible either for a 38 footer with this kind of beam. About 51 miles an hour. Trim it up a little bit more. All right, past 51, getting to 52 now. We're moving. Things like a big Cadillac. So past 52, getting to 53, I'm gonna pull it back. Again, that's not something you do on this type of boat. This is a boat you're gonna be cruising at 40 miles an hour and being able to do 1 mile per gallon right here. If you can see it at 40 is pretty nice. Again, I'll drop it down to 35. If you want to cruise slower, you might be able to do over 1. So again, for those of you that are not used to it, when you get to a 38-foot boat, you know, doing 0.7 miles per gallon is pretty common. 0.9 is good, and 1 is definitely good. So it's an attribute of a good hull bottom, good design, good weight distribution. There's a lot of factors that come into play when you talk about the performance of the boat in the Regal 38 SAV. Pretty nice. We're not going to be able to run it offshore. It's black calm, no wind today. So I can't really speak on that, but overall impressed on the fuel economy, on the ride, and the punch of the 350 Yamahas. All right, I want to thank these guys real quick that are shy with the camera, but Jeff.
Anytime, glad you came.
Thomas, thank you guys very much.
Appreciate it.
Killed that walkthrough. So there you have it, the 38 SAV from Regal. Again, one of the more versatile boats that we've seen, and a question that I get every so often is exactly that. What kind of center console exists out there that can provide more cabin space for my family? And there aren't many out there, and you guys do a phenomenal job. So congratulations on a great product. We've been on a few of them now. Very impressed. And man, we talked about putting one of these in our boat club one day. Maybe we hit you up for one of those.
It'd be a great fit.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Send this to anybody that's looking for something like the 38 Regal SAV. If you have questions, shoot them in the comment section. If we can't answer them, we'll pass you to the pros over here. My name is Alan Blanco with Center Consoles Only. Thank you as always. See you soon.